Hey guys, we are live again. It's my third live stream, and it's not like I'm already getting used to it. It's like I'm still so excited. But yeah, it's super cool to be able to be with you together. And also for me, the biggest thing is to be flexible with what I'm doing, because that was always the reason why I thought, well, you have to prepare so much. But like this, it's like with these live streams, I feel like it's more like we're just meeting as friends, because we just, yeah, it's like we would meet and have a coffee or tea or whatever together, and then that's just, I wouldn't have a lot of time to think about like all of these points that I would like to cover. And yeah, but so first things first, if you're joining right now, I'm so happy you're here. Don't hesitate to ask me any questions. I'm completely flexible. I will answer whatever you would like to. As long as there's no questions coming, I'm going to just talk about a topic that I like. And also, there's a first question coming in. Oh, exciting. Hi, Smiles. Can I recover from ED without being high carb, low fat? First of all, before I forget, very good question. But before I forget, I will be live for about half an hour, and then I will try and be live, like I will actually be live on my German channel. So if you are German and you have German questions, or just if you would like to join my German live stream, just hop on to my German channel, Carbundance DE, after this live stream, because that's where we're going to talk in German for half an hour. I'm just going to try, this is just an experiment for me. I'm just trying to overcome any kind of insecurities, and just answer your questions as much as possible. So that being said, oh yeah, and also I have something else to say for the video from yesterday. We were talking about the parasites. Oh, thank you, Smiles. Great, that's a good idea. You mean the German live stream? Thank you so much. I can need any encouragement, because this is really like me. It doesn't come naturally to me, because I'm always thinking, oh, I have to be like 100% prepared, and with these live streams that's not possible for me. So I'm just going, like, jumping into cold water and trying to be of help as much as I can without getting stuck in this perfectionist mindset. So that is what I'm trying to punch into the face with these live streams, and see where we go after this week. So the more people engage in these live streams, the bigger the likelihood that I'm going to continue them. So this week I'm live every evening at 6 p.m. and then on 6:30-ish I will be on my German channel. So I have something else to add for the video from yesterday. So we were talking about parasites. I was telling you about my experience with parasites, and I just wanted to show you this. Can you see this? That's the turpentine oil that I was talking about. And you can see the PCN, PZN, that's like evidence that this is a pharmacy product, and it's not like, it's not the turpentine we usually know. But now, on to the most important things. Can I recover from eating disorder without being high carb, low fat? Of course. Oh, I'm wondering why you. I'm just surprised that you even wonder that. Maybe you want to go into detail why you are exactly concerned about that, why you actually think that it might be a problem. Maybe you mean physically? Like the goal, okay, only because I'm afraid of not losing overshoot. Okay, so you mean physical recovery. Basically, in other words, what you're saying, okay, if I'm not high carb, low fat. So your question, in other words, is will you overshoot when you're not high carb, low fat, right? Is that right? Just give me a confirmation. Because they keep saying the fat you eat is the fat you wear. It's true. Like they are keeping on saying that. So I think this is, so that's a super super high, like big field of topic. So I think the goal long term for anyone to actually get the right balance with nutrition, oh sorry, I mean if I eat high fat, high everything, will I still lose overshoot weight? Haha. Okay, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Very good questions. I think long term, everyone needs to accept and know that there is a there's a like there is the science about nutrition and about what we are biologically designed to eat, and there is the fact that we are living in this society today. So even if there's one perfect diet or nutrition for everyone or for humankind or whatever, then it's like it's not you can't just stay with this argument and say, well, so we're just going to ignore the fact that we are living in this real world, because no matter what is ideal for us and no matter what we evolved on or what we are biologically designed to eat, that is all good and fine, but we just need to see and understand that we are also living in this unnatural world. So it's not going to be a solution for us to be as ideal and optimal as possible, while at the same time we are just not going to participate in in the normal world, right? Like in the normal society. And that would be a problem, because I'm truly convinced that we cannot recover. Like we could physically, of course we can physically recover very well on like the optimal human diet, but we could never, I feel, we could never recover mentally from our eating disorder if we don't if we don't find solutions for our everyday life and for our real life in society. So if you will never be able to join any kind of social situations, or like if you can never eat cake or like anything that has oil in it or whatever, then that is a problem in the long term, because you will mentally suffer from that at some point or another, and one might suffer more than the other, but you know what I mean. So that is the first thing. That is besides the fact that there's different kinds of different definitions of the ideal diet by different kinds of people, and of course now we are talking about the point of view that the high carb low fat diet is the ideal one. That is very much in tune with what I wanted to also mention today here. It's that I am going to get certified. I'm going to become a certified nutritionist with 3 certifications. I'm going to make the precision nutrition certification, which is not a vegan specific one, but it also specializes in coaching, because I'm also studying one-on-one coaching, and I just really want to have the whole overview about, you know, eating disorders, the mental part, the practical part, and just the right balance between science and what we have to deal with today. Like, we have to work with our real life. And also, especially, I'm wanting to get into the nitty-gritty parts of like the original studies, where all of these plant-based doctors like McDougall and such, who some of them say, you know, this notion that the fat you eat is the fat you wear. Oh, thank you. I'm going to get back to your comments in a minute, but otherwise I'm just going to forget everything I want to say. I just want to be able to refer to original studies, like peer-reviewed, like science-based, just legit studies that we, so that I don't have to, you know, I don't want to believe my knowledge. I don't want it to be based on YouTube or on what individuals say. I want it to be based on like the real stuff. And even though I have plenty of experience like myself in that regard, in all of these fields and metabolism and like what helped me and what not, and you know, overcoming under eating and stuff on a plant-based diet, it's not like, I know that it's not necessarily what will be the perfect right thing for everyone else. So I really just want to add basic, I want to add basic and very, very specific knowledge to my personal experience and knowledge, and not necessarily like, I'm not interested in saying, well, you know, I'm certified, because if I wanted to do that, then I would have to become a dietitian, because, you know, there's like accredited dietitians is, they are more, they have a better reputation than just a nutritionist, you know, like, yeah, you say registered dietitian. But I do it really for, I just really want to know, like, why do some people say this much fat and why do some people say this much fat? Where, like, what does the notion the fat you eat is the fat you wear really originally come from, and is based on, like, how literal can we actually take it? Or is it, you know, I mean, I have a lot of opinions about this myself already, for a long time, but, and I have my own experiences, but I just want to know, like, what do these experts and doctors base their statements on? So this question of, in your question, I really hear this assumption that, you know, high carb, low fat, you feel like, you know, high carb, low fat is the ideal thing to do on a plant-based diet, like whole foods, low fat, no oil and stuff. And we all know, and everywhere it is being said that, you know, that is like, that's the diet we are designed to eat. And it's also, you know, it is based on science, but I just want to know the details. Like, for example, because doctors, like the plant-based doctors, they are basically fighting and arguing about, like, okay, so what is, like, how is low fat defined? Is it like, how low is too low? how low fat is too high, and you know, is 20% of fat from overall calories, is it still low fat or not? Like, there's so much different opinions about it. So the first certification I'm going to do is the precision nutrition, which is not vegan specific, but very, very highly renowned and a good reputation. The second one is the eCornell plant-based certificate. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have heard of it. And the third one is I'm really planning on doing the starch solution program. No, not program, starch solution certification by, sorry, Dr. McDougall. And that is because I just really want to know like what he bases his statements on, for exactly that same reason that you are asking me this question. So because you seem to think that you know, if you're eating higher fat, maybe you can specify what do you like, can you give a rough idea of what you consider high fat? That would be very helpful. I think for recovering from an eating disorder, it is super important that you are high everything, as you say. I was too. It's crucial, and you cannot. Okay, high fat for me is higher than 10%. Oh wow, wow, that is like a whole different story then now. Like, of course, I won't even go as far as, you know, maybe for some people below 10 might be ideal, but the thing is that for so many people, it's actually even too low, like too low fat, anything below 10% hormonally, especially for women. And it's like with the intermittent fasting, idea. For women, it works so different than for men most of the time. Like, metabolically, we just work differently, and hormonally. Something that's going to be super beneficial and no stress to a man's body is going to be, can be super stressful on the women's production system and her whole body. And so you really can't say, well, I need 8% of my calories from fat, or 18% of my calories from fat. It's like, you really can't get around the fact that you will have to try and see yourself. But for the first part, for recovery itself, you need to be eating things that are not quote unquote optimal for you. You need to do that. You will never, and I repeat, you will never recover if you don't do that. I was very like, in the beginning of my recovery, and for like a year or so, I was actually, as long as I was tracking, like I know quite exactly like where around I was hovering, or I was hoovering, like what I was doing. That was, I was regularly at the, like, between 15 and 30%. And even on some days, like when there was social interactions or something, then I would have like junk food, then of course the fat will be higher. But eating whole foods, I did need to lose my fear of fats. And if you are you afraid of fats? I think so, because you're pretty, it really seems like you're just, you know, the fat you eat is the fat I wear, and you're wondering, oh my gosh, like I'm eating this avocado and every gram of fat that I eat will be stored as fat. And I have several videos that kind of debunk this. Fat is my fear food, and so is salt. Yes, I feel you. I hear you, I feel you, I'm with you. I have been there. Listen, you have to get rid of this fear. You cannot recover or get past your eating disorder without losing this fear. Once you manage to lose this fear and you can basically eat whatever vegan food you there is, then you can start to think about, or start to prioritize more of what your body feels on best. Do you know what your body feels on best right now? Like, if you put aside any weight, or any any mental feelings around it, any emotions, any fears, how does it feel physically with what you're eating? How is your digestion? How is your energy? How do you feel about that physically? I find it hard to stick to psychologically and socially, but I'm afraid of staying overweight. You mean you find it hard to stick to the high carb, low fat? Get Fit with Natasha is always preaching these macros for optimal health. Yes. So that is really, I do think that there is some truth to that we are we wouldn't naturally eat a lot of fats, but that doesn't mean that some individuals, we grew up in different climate zones. It's very, very, it is not unnatural to eat fats. Like, it just plain isn't. But I understand that you are, just wondering, like, so what is most ideal? And that is also why I am really studying now. It started today, my first course of the eCornell plant-based certification, and I'm just really going to inhale the original studies, because I really want to also share my knowledge that I gain with you guys, as much as possible, like where different arguments are coming from, especially around this macro mystery. And and we're really talking about, like, I think it's quite common sense in the plant-based community, that it's, well, there are some people that are exceptions, like people that are high fat vegan, eat lots of fats, but in general we can say that a low fat, like, not, how to say, that there's nothing wrong with eating lower fat. But then, again, there's people defining low fat in such different terms, like, what is low fat and where does it start and where does it stop? It's like people can't seem to find a common ground, and it's distressing for sure, especially when you're gaining weight, because your metabolism is recovering from a deficit. How long have you been recovering? Can you tell me? What's your name, by the way, if you want to tell me? I feel like I can't be healthy with fat and salt, hence why I stay in quasi recovery for 2 years now. Okay, but so you've been recovering, but only on high carb, low fat in these 2 years? Is that what you mean? That is for sure quasi recovery. But I agree with you 1000%. I need to overcome. Yes, I know. Like, it was so hard for me to actually accept that truth as well for me. My health is very poor to calorie restriction. My digestion and energy is quite bad. I feel better on fat, but it's not healthy. Okay, so but you do feel better on fat. In what ways are you feeling better on fats? That is very important, and very, very important for you to really not forget that you are feeling better with fats. Yes, the digestion and energy is bad because you're quite probably still not out of the large energy deficit that you've created in the past. that will go away once you have been eating enough on a consistent basis. Can you identify with points from my vegan health crisis timeline? Is it about that, your health? Okay. So yeah, I'm confused, Lord. I'm not sure what to do. Now there's a different name in a language that I can't read, saying hi. I think we talked yesterday in the comments. What's your name, if you want to tell me? Smiles. I will tune in for the knowledge. Hopefully will help with my situation. Yes, I hope I can really give some insights also. I'm super excited to learn about it. The reason why I was flirting with it so long is it was pretty, for financial reasons, because obviously you have to pay for the certifications. Okay, yeah, I just want to, I will get to your, to the new question in a minute. I just wanted to kind of round up what I want to advise to Smiles. Long term, there's like, it is normal and good and natural and important for us to listen to our bodies. Like, if someone says they feel better on such and such, then there's no reason to say that they shouldn't do such and such. But as long as we are mentally not healthy, we do need to take care of that first. Personally, I think when you learn to intuitively eat and listen to your body, but that is not the case now because your digestion is still really bad. You're probably not able to stomach a lot of food, you have a lot of bloating. Is that the case? And as long as you are experiencing that, you will not be able to intuitively eat very well, because your body is sending you signals from a state of still being starved. It's like, no wonder all of these systems are still not running well again. So you can't just say, well, I cannot digest this, because so then obviously I'm not going to eat it. For example, some people, they feel that with fats, but then you are right now not in a position where you should be, where it's a good idea for you to say that, because you cannot really interpret it right. Like, of course your digestion is not going to be great, and that's not because of what you eat, but because of what your body cannot do for you yet, because of the long restriction time. Yes, but so you are even saying that you feel better on fats, and I will skim what you have been writing. I'll finish the smiles first. My name is Mariam. Wow, quite similar to my name. My name is Miriam, my full name. Mariam. Oh, nice. I've been trying to recover for 3 years with junk food vegan, but in how do you say that even? Like quasi? So I know what you mean, but I never know how to pronounce it. Quasi recovery for 2 years because I gained too much weight and my weight is still creeping up. So when you say you've been recovering for 3 years with junk food, is it with junk food or is it like junk food only? I think there's nothing wrong with eating whole foods in recovery at all. Like, I think what you need to get to is really having non-whole foods when you crave them, but loving your whole foods also, because your body is not only in a calorie deficit state, but also in a vitamin and mineral deficit, like in a micronutrient deficit state. So that's as long as you're not, it's all about the mindset about it as well. Or it's really also about like, how does it support you and your life? That's what I mean with the real life. Like when you go out, are you anxious that you're not going to get whole foods? Then it's really just the very right decision that you are still tackling this fear of the whole food obsession. I mean the fear of non-whole foods. You know what I mean. I'm going to try recover fully no later than 2021. Why are you having this goal? You want to recover now. Like, this is first priority now. Really, take this advice from me. This has to be first priority, because you're not going to start it on a better day. You need to prioritize it. And if that means that you have to, work less, have like stress less, whatever you need to change in your lifestyle, this needs to be priority, because this has been going on for so long, and it doesn't even matter what weight you are or how weight restored you are. You really want to get this over with as soon as possible. My body and mind are not in sync. Yes, I know. It's like when you're feeling full, but you're just craving food mentally. That's what I was experiencing for a long time. I was physically full. I couldn't eat anymore, but I was always thinking of food. And it's just crippling, because you feel like you're eating too much. You're bloating, everything. You just feel ugh. But mentally, your brain is still like, give me more food. I need more food. And it's like how am I going to possibly get more food in there? Oh, cool. Similar name. Yes. I've been trying to recover with junk food and some whole foods, because I wanted to recover like Alice Olivia. Yes. That is pretty much how I did it. Yeah. That's cool. That's cool. Okay, Smiles. I am going to read through all of your further comments, but for today we're already past the half hour, but I really want to get to the other questions as well. I will be live again tomorrow at the same time, around 6 p.m. We can continue there if you want, but I just try to find some regularity so I can be continuous and very consistent. And so please just drop by again so we can continue to talk. No problem at all. Or if you want to, if you understand German, you can also get to my German live stream after this one. But I want to get to the other question. So, hi, I don't know your name and I can't read it. I'm so sorry. Oh, sorry, Smiles. Yeah, one last thing. You asked, what's the vegan health crisis? The vegan health crisis is what that's what I experienced. That's my term that I coined for my experience. It's like the complexity of all of these symptoms I had. Please just look it up on my website. If you haven't yet, I have a timeline of my vegan health crisis. It's just, I thought, or I was afraid that it had to do with my vegan diet, but it didn't. Like, it was just because of the undereating. And you will see what I mean when you look at the timeline. Yeah, I really encourage you to look at it. It's www.carbundance.com/vegan-health-crisis-timeline. you can also find it below my last live stream, where I linked it below the video. Yes, okay, moving on. My name is Din. Oh, hi Din, thank you that you give me a name I can pronounce. It's Russian. Yeah, we talked. Do you notice water retention on cooked food, no salt versus raw? No, not at all. So I've been pretty much raw only when I was when I had the parasites, because I couldn't stomach any other food. I couldn't digest it without massive pain. And it's really, I personally haven't experienced any of this. Like, I know that people are saying, you know, once you eat a little bit more salt, you're going to have water retention, and cooked food is also going to retain more water. While that might be the case, I really didn't notice any difference in my body, personally. Yeah, does this answer your question? I lost 50 kilos in 2016 on Raw Till 4. Wow. Were you that overweight? Like, was it a good weight loss? Or was it too much? Then I go raw in 2017, fasting for cleanse. Stupid me. We live, we learn. Stop exercise, my metabolism slows down from fasting. Yeah, slows down from fasting, low calorie diets, and now I'm recovering from starvation. Wow. Yeah, that is such a hard thing to accept, that you have been making these mistakes thinking they were the perfect right thing for you to do. Wow. So are you saying you lost too much weight on Raw Till 4? So why did you go fully raw? And I guess you were just, so it sounds like, correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you had problems finding a balance. Like, it sounds a little bit like orthorexia, because you seem to have to get even more idea, like, Raw Till 4 is not enough, I want to be fully raw, and then cleansing and detoxing, and you know, yeah, and for sure your metabolism will slow down because of that. Yes, so Smiled, let me know what you think about the timeline on my website, and if you can, I really want to know from you, type it in the comments or in the live chat, if you can identify, if you can relate with these symptoms that I had, because that is basically everything I went through, and that is why I'm making these videos also. I was 113 kilograms, 16 years, 19 years, young, 175 female. Wow, after you lost the weight. Wow. No, before you lost the weight. The weight. The weight, right? No, I go raw because I want that cleanse. Pure cult. Yeah. Yes, once you get into the mindset that you need to cleanse your body all the time and get rid of, you know, all of nasty stuff and your liver and detox, and that can really get you into, ironically, into a toxic mindset. I've been there too, because when I was in my when I was at my yeah, when I was so sick, I really thought, you know, I tried to research what can I do more perfect. Like it has to do with that I'm not eating well enough or perfect enough, and that is it really bugs me thinking about the fact that in retrospect I really was able to reverse all of my symptoms from the timeline that you can also look at on my website. Din, yeah, they were all reversed by eating more. And nothing, not by detoxing more and cleansing more and fasting more and whatever. And that's really sad. But I'm really glad I went through this, so now I can help others. Because this whole ex-veganism movement has to stop. Like, you know, people do their thing, of course, like, but if they just ethically decide against veganism, there's not much, you know, we can say against that. That's their choice. But I feel like most of the people that can't stay vegan anymore, it's because of health issues. It's because their body is falling apart, their health is declining, you know, all of these things that are written on my timeline, and or many of them very similar cases to mine. And then, you know, I just want to contribute to that it doesn't have to be that way. Like there is a way out, and you can stay vegan. Because I reversed all of that on a vegan diet, and I too was at that point where I thought, wow, what if it's the vegan diet? And I'm not judging anyone here. No, I go raw because I want the cleanse pure. After that, I was eating 600 calories a day and gain on 1,100 calories. Wow, you have effed up your metabolism big time there. Like, I hope it's better by now already. Now I give up and gain 5 kilograms on recovery. Now I eat 1,500 plus calories without exercise and cycling 1 hour a day. So are you eating what you're are you eating back the calories you burned in exercise? What I need to do next? Eat more? Yes, for sure. You are a very tall female. Gosh, I am just 163 centimeters. So you are so much taller than me. You need a ton of energy. Like every woman needs a ton of energy, but 1,500 plus is nowhere near enough energy for your body's needs. What are your symptoms? Um, what are your symptoms? Like, how is your health? If you put aside any weight matters, how is your health? Weight goes up and down. I start slowly losing weight on 1,500 calories. Okay, you start, yeah. I think you're interpreting that very wrongly. I want to fully recover. What I need to do next? To be able to fully recover, you need to be symptom free. No, that was wrong. First of all, before you can say that you start losing weight, because that is supposedly your set point, your weight set point, or you're already eating enough, it's only when all of your symptoms, you know, they are basically gone. Your body is thriving and healthy, and then when you're not restricting, without any restriction, like caloric restriction, then your body will start to let go of weight if you have too much weight in its eyes. So this is most certainly not true that your body is like that. It's because you're already at your set point. Your body will not decide to lose weight happily with just 1,500 plus calories coming in daily. So it seems to me that you're still no, I now exercise for muscles, not for burn calories. eat 1,500 plus on maintenance. 1,500 plus calories on maintenance for a 175 female is not enough. I would say the absolute minimalist minimum would have to be 2,000 calories. Like, you need to get up there, and then we will talk about pushing it further. Like, you want your body to work as efficiently as possible. It's not like I'm not one of the people that are saying, you know, you just cram it in, eat like 5,000 calories. You know, there's still the law of physics. It's still like calories do exist, and calories do things in the body, and it's only when your body is in a calorie deficit that it will lose weight. But the question remains, is your body in a suppressed state of metabolism? Like, is it going to give up other function for that or not? And the only right calorie deficit, if you want, can only ever be when your body is perfectly healthy hormonally. It can just throw out all that energy to all of these functions, and it will not have to cut any of these functions in order to you know, burn calories, if you want. So we need to talk about your health most of all. My main symptoms is crazy hunger, but I'm much better now. That's great. I need to be 100 lbs. Yeah, pounds. I'm only 5. Oh, that's someone else. Sorry, I was confused. Ash. Hi, Ash. Love the V behind your name. Just going back. My main symptom is crazy hunger, but I'm much better now. Yes. The crazy hunger is there for a reason, but we need to talk about your physical health. Like, do you have any symptoms, or do you feel great? Like, do you have any complaints about your health? Dean, maybe comment it in the normal comments, because I'm going to end this live stream very soon. It's already yeah, far too long. Because I still want to do the German live stream, you know. Okay, Ash, I'm sorry, we are at the end of my live stream. I originally wanted to be here for 30 minutes. I need to be 100 pounds. I'm only 5. Why? Who is saying that? Who is telling you that? It's... If you have any questions, Ash, or if you want to give me more details, just put them down into the comments after I've ended this live stream. And I'm just going to say until tomorrow. You know, we're going to see each other again. This is not the end of the world. It's just the end of this specific live stream. And just come and hop on tomorrow again at 6 p.m. And I'm happy to see you there. Bye bye. Oh, please, if you don't mind, just take some time to post some timestamps in the comments of this video, so people can navigate through it easier, because otherwise people are going to have a hard time to find what they are looking for, and I really just can't find the time to do that. So if you're watching this video, just put the timestamps while you're watching. Thank you very much for your videos. They very helped me. Thank you. Oh, Dean, I'm so glad they are so helpful. There must be some reason why I had to go through all of this. Yes, I'm just so honored to have that feedback. Yes, let me know any further questions then tomorrow, and I see you tomorrow very soon. Bye bye.